Welcome to The Explainer. If you've been tuning into the tech world lately, you've absolutely heard the deafening hype. The narrative is everywhere. AI agents are on the verge of completely taking over complex knowledge work. We're told you just toss an AI a prompt, and boom, it autonomously handles everything, from analyzing messy business data to building complex predictive models, totally leaving human experts out of the loop. But we have to ask, is that actually true?
I mean, given the genuinely mind-blowing advancements we've seen in large language models recently, the big question is, will AI automate data science completely? Are human data scientists literally about to be replaced by machines?
Well, let's dive into this. The answer, and you might actually feel a wave of relief hearing this, is a resounding not without human experts. Now, this isn't just some hopeful guess. This is the core thesis derived straight from the empirical findings of a massive new technical report centered around the AgentDS benchmark. Today, we're going to break down exactly what this study discovered about the true limits of AI and why your expertise is actually more valuable than ever.
Let's start with Section 1, the AI automation myth, hype versus reality. And that takes us right into Section 2, enter the AgentDS benchmark, the ultimate gauntlet. So to actually separate the hype from reality, researchers designed a massive stress test. They didn't just hand the AI perfectly clean, curated data sets. Instead, they created 17 highly complex challenges across 6 incredibly diverse industries. We're talking everything from food production to retail banking. They wanted to see, could an autonomous AI detect bank fraud or predict product shelf life with the exact same nuance as a seasoned human expert? To run this test, researchers hosted a 10-day global competition. This involved 29 teams and 80 highly skilled human participants. The goal here was straightforward: directly compare human-AI collaborative teams against entirely autonomous AI-only baselines. They threw absolutely everything at them to see who would actually come out on top. Now, the crucial point here is that real-world problems are messy. They require multimodal integration. The test explicitly moved beyond your standard simple spreadsheets. To succeed, the competitors had to analyze images like roof damage for insurance claims, read through raw unstructured text like clinical notes, and parse really complex PDFs and JSON files. The AI couldn't just crunch numbers, it had to actually interpret the real world.
Which brings us to Section 3, where AI agents struggle. The limits of autonomy.
When left entirely to their own devices, the AI agents failed. The performance gap is massive. In a scoring system where 1.0 is a perfect score, the top human AI collaborative teams hit 0.860. But MorphMind, which was the best autonomous AI agent in the test, only scored 0.510. Even GPT 5.5 scored a mere 0.415. The absolute best autonomous AIs performed way below even the top quartile of human-assisted teams. It honestly wasn't even close.
So, why did the AI fall so far behind? Well, the researchers found a really stark contrast in how humans and machines approach solving problems. AI agents show this heavy over-reliance on generic pipelines. They just default to standard off-the-shelf methods like random forests or XGBoost. But the human experts? They use strategic problem diagnosis. They adapt. They apply critical domain-specific reasoning, and they write rules based on real-world business logic that the AI simply doesn't grasp yet.
The data clearly shows that AI models specifically crashed on multimodal signals. They completely miss crucial, latent variables hidden in unstructured data. Think about a subtle detail buried in a product photo, or crucial context hiding in a clinical note. Without a human there to point those things out, the AIs were essentially flying blind.
That leads us to Section 4, the human advantage, irreplaceable expertise.
The study broke down this human value add into 4 critical steps. First up, strategic diagnosis. That's figuring out exactly what is wrong with a model's underlying logic. Second is encoding domain knowledge, which means injecting rules based on actual industry experience, not just raw data. Third is filtering AI suggestions, because, let's be real, sometimes the AI suggests highly complex feature engineering that actually makes the model worse. And fourth, judging generalization risk. Humans know when a high validation score is actually just a mirage of dangerous overfitting. An AI will blindly chase the high score, but a human knows when a model is going to completely fail in the real world. I want to highlight this exact quote from the report. It says, "Human data scientists consistently contribute capabilities that AI lack, diagnosing, modeling failures, and making strategic decisions. Humans absolutely must remain the architects here.
We are the ones who have to filter and override blind AI automation to prevent catastrophic business errors. The AI is a brilliant tool for sure, but you are the master builder.
Moving into our final segment, Section 5, the ultimate tag team, humans plus AI. This brings us to the study's ultimate, most triumphant finding: AI for acceleration, humans for direction. Think of the AI as the most powerful calculator ever invented, or maybe a lightning-fast typist who can hammer out hundreds of lines of boilerplate code in seconds. But the human data scientist? You are the strategic director guiding that entire process.
Let's look at the exact workflow of the winning teams from the global competition. The humans initiated the feedback loops. The AI then rapidly generated the code and the prototypes. Then the humans stepped right back in to evaluate those results, refine their hypotheses, and guide the next step. It was entirely about complementarity. In fact, several teams noted they initially started by letting autonomous agents try to solve the problems on their own. But the API costs and the endless prompt engineering were just exhausting. They only started winning when they switched to this tight, human-directed feedback loop.
The overall performance rankings from the competition serve as undeniable empirical proof. Human-AI collaborative teams utterly dominated the benchmark, leaving the standalone AI baselines scattered way down at the bottom of the pack. The absolute best results happen when human strategic reasoning is combined with AI's incredible computational speed. Neither can achieve these heights alone.
So as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a provocative thought. The fear of being replaced by AI? It's largely based on a myth. The reality is that AI is just waiting for a human expert to give it direction. So the real question isn't whether AI will replace you. It's this: how will you collaborate with AI to elevate your own expertise? Embrace it as your most powerful sidekick, leverage your deep domain knowledge, and honestly, you'll be unstoppable. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive into the AgentDS report.